And we are down to the last two matches to crown the Ultimate Time Wizard Birmingham champion. As our other semifinal has already concluded, we know that one of these guys is going to be facing off against Frog in the finals, while we are going to have a nice grind match between Blackwings and Machina. What do you think of this matchup, Alberto?
I really feel like that for Blackwing, it is a very difficult matchup, especially because Machina is a very controlled deck and also plays, Super Limo Mega Hamster, which is a not easy card to deal for
Mm-hmm.
Blackwing. And but also here, I think it was correct not to sack the Kalut from the Blackwing player because I saw there was an Icarus attack, which I think was set. I don't know if he's holding two copies, but I think in general it is not an easy matchup, especially because I think it's the deck. I really like the Machina deck in general. You also allow, you can afford to play cards such as Pot of Avarice, multiple copies of Caius, so it's a very good deck.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a deck that, I mean, it has won the Ultimate Time Wizard in Lille, and it had quite some success. And I think for a reason, it's mostly built to beat Blackwings, I want to say. Especially this build, we see in the main deck double Starlight Road, double Trap Stun. It's really, really, really focused against Blackwing. And yeah, I mean, it's essentially just trying not to give them too much advantage, while at the same time building, a lot of plus ones. You have Pot of Avarice, as you have mentioned, Amster, Raiko, and all of these cards to just try, and just grind it out slowly. You're rarely gonna see, uh, combos. It's mostly gonna be a deck that really plays it slow and get things going. And this Sirocco is a nice response, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think for sure the Mystical Space Typhoon pickup with the Legacy of Yelagarazu was a good one because there was a Dimensional Prison there. But here comes the Lila, which also I don't really like not setting the other Icarus attack because I think
Mhm.
most likely this is an Icarus attack from the way he played this out, and here you're just going to lose it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh, I think, do
what
we
was
have
it?
triple
Oh, yeah, nice
Kalut in
shot.
hand?
Yeah, there's Slipper Color, but
Wow.
he didn't set the
Oof.
Icarus with the torrential tribute, which I mean,
And yeah, this is big. I mean, you kind of have to Kalut. No.
really,
Wow.
but
There is no way. I think you always take the trade on
yeah,
Kalut.
you
Yeah.
always do it. I mean, it should mill three, yeah.
Yeah, should send three off the top. And I think these values actually are a really great top deck, unironically. Because you can attack over Delilah if you want, or you can also just set it with the Icarus, and I think it's totally fine. And you have the
Yes.
Sirocco, so I think it's probably one of the best top decks you can get. So
Yeah, by far.
nice.
Yeah. This is
And
very good. Yeah.
yeah, it's really, really good. On the other hand, we have a Charge of the Light Brigade, which can get another Lila or a Raiko. So let's see. I think, I mean, you know that you could be facing an Icarus attack, so there is really not much you can do to prevent it. The rest, not sure what he's holding, but four cards, it's still a lot, and you can say why. Yeah, I mean, this is an easy Icarus. Triple Kalut, I mean, sometimes we don't use it.
Wow. Okay. Um,
Brave. Brave, but
but
I
the
can
the the,
respect it.
the thing here is the thing is if you
Ah,
let me
yeah.
the thing is if you draw a monster
Hmm.
like because if you use armed wing, discard triple Kalur and attack on Lila is 63. Then
But
you Icarus,
it
destroy
doesn't have a,
true, and attack with the monster.
it doesn't have the effect.
All right, never mind. Yeah. And then no, there would no way you.
But we draw Shura, so we are
Vabbè,
rewarded.
vabbè.
Unfortunately, that's the one reward that you get. Yeah, but no, I think yeah, not using Icarus there was very risky,
Yeah,
especially because they did send off the top the second Lila, but if they didn't, Torrential is gone. I think
yeah.
if you don't, you 100% get the second Lila, normal summon it and pop the Icarus, and then you're extremely punished. Right here, you play, yeah, he plays second Vayu, so I think what you can do is just shoot attack Lila, bring Vayu, Icarus, and also use this the Vayu engrave. So you can push 23. It's not quite game because it's 23 plus what 42, so it's only 65 that you can push. Yeah, so it's not enough, but I guess if you bring no, is it game if you bring Gay? I think it's exactly game. Is it not?
Um,
I think if you get Gale and then you tribute Shura, it's exactly game because it's 42, 65, 78. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, it's brave, but if you want, you could have gone for game here. Obviously, you can play, into guards, which yeah, it's fair that you don't go for it.
Mhm.
But you had possibly a way to go for game. In this case, yeah, you're just gonna push 23. I think, yeah, you call it a day. Triple Kalut is scary though.
And here, I'm really curious to see because like you need at least one Caius.
Yeah, like Brain Caius is obviously
Right?
game, but outside of that, it's tough. The best way could also be just bringing back a fortress if you're able to. I cannot tell what he has in hand. I think it's only monsters. So the one good way to play around Shura is to attack it. Oh, this is actually nice.
Okay, this is
Yeah,
good.
attacking the fortress is big. Because what you can do is if you attack the token, like the Shura with the token, you play around the Kalut because they need to send the monster to the graveyard. And so I think it's really important here to attack Shura with the token.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be the first thing you do, right? You just, I mean, the token attacks the Shura is the first move. So
Yeah. And if that goes through, regardless, it's pretty good because you can attack the fortress, the arm wing with the fortress. Yeah, it's
yeah,
a good play here. And yeah, it resolves. And this is big. I think there was some merit to possibly even using the Kalut. Because
yeah.
now you what
I
do you
think you
do?
really needed the Shura to stay on the field, right?
Yeah,
Because at
I
the end of the
think
day, if you use one Kalut and then you use another one, then for the turn after you have Shura plus the third Kalut. So I think it would have
exactly.
been, yeah, it would have been correct to,
No, but essentially, even what you can do is if you use the first Kalut on the token, then they attack over your arm wing. You can even, just let it die, and
yeah, yeah,
then you still have Shura plus double Kalut,
right.
so it's okay. While here, you're gonna lose everything. You take a lot of damage, and you are still in a pretty uncomfortable spot. And they have the Raiko that so yeah, this is big. Uh, let's see. I mean, Icarus is a good top deck possibly. Because we have another value engrave, we can go Armor Master, attack the token, but pretty much we lose to any trap card. So yeah, this spot is a little weird.
And yeah, here
Let's see.
comes the Armor Master.
Let's see if there is anything to stop it. Lot of options available. Do we have a trap card? Big moment. We don't, so we take the damage, giving a little bit more hope, and then if we set this Icarus and that's it, we might be forced to use it.
I think you
And
use it right away.
yeah, we have to use it immediately on the two
Yeah.
monsters, I think. And unfortunately, we know that double Starlight Road and double Trap Stun are there. So if that was not a trap card, there is a good chance that that's what's there. So this game could be over. Easy the Starlight Road. It
Yeah.
is. Oof. Yeah, this is game. Pretty much game over. Obviously, the Kalut still gives you a little bit of hope, but yeah, this is brutal. I mean, we mentioned that this deck was built to beat Blackwing, and yeah, this is game. Game one goes to Machina. What a brutal way to start things off here.
Yeah, I mean, we've mentioned this. I think Blackwing in general doesn't have a good matchup against the deck, and I mean, of course, this Machina player is also playing two Starlight Road and two Dropsun, which are insane against Blackwing. But yeah, I mean, maybe if the other Kalut would have been activated on the Shura, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe we would have seen, regardless, the Machina player winning M1. But I would have been curious to see how this game would have turned. But anyways, now entering into game two, of course, like you're losing 1-0, and I mean playing Blackwing also is because like you have the Cyber Dragons, which are very good. Of course, going first, it's always tough, let's say, to side such a card, but I mean you're kind of forced to, especially because it's super powerful in this kind of matchup, and you have a lot of good cards such as Mind Control and the Raikou, which I really like, especially because you can take the Super Nemo Mega Hamster and bring your own Raikou on the field, and but also there are the deck Devastation Virus, there's the Starlight Road, the Dust Tornadoes, there's a lot of cards.
Yeah, absolutely. On the other hand, we have already mentioned it. Technically, you don't even need to side deck. You already have double road, double stun in the main deck. So that already good enough. But there is one card, and there is 3 copies of it that works really well with Trap Stun, and that is Consecrated Light. So that card, for anyone too unfamiliar with it, essentially completely blocks off dark-based decks. It says that they cannot be normal summon or special summoned. Pretty much they cannot even attack. So, it completely blocks off dark-based decks. The one concern is that if they have access to Cyber Dragon, then they can just attack over it. So there are downsides, but it's there. It's in 3 copies, and it could have a huge impact on the game. So let's see. Regardless, I think we are gonna, have a pretty much similar game. This is the game plan from Machina, just grinding it out all the way.
Are you impressed that the Machina player is only playing in between the main deck and the side deck, only one Cyber Dragon?
Yeah, I guess so. On the other hand, it seems like he's not really expecting the mirror, I would say. The side deck is quite interesting. Yes, like 3 Light Imprisoning Mirror, which you don't see every day. But I respect it. I mean, we have some strong Lightstone players in our community as well. And it's a deck that, you can just completely lose to if they get the right opening. So, I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to respect the deck, especially because if it's your day, you can just win the tournament. So Yeah, let's see now, because they're mostly ready with their side decks, and here they are.
Absolutely important. It could just be the last game for the Machina player. Only one game for advancing to the final and possibly winning the giant card that is on the line.
Also, here something that I don't really like is you have pulling the rock and deck devastation virus plus the Sirocco,
Mhm.
and I think summoning the Shura doesn't really give you good value because the thing is you really want to resolve deck devastation virus as early as possible. So I think you don't really go for the Shura, especially. I mean, you have. I mean, you can take this very easily without putting too much pressure, honestly. So
I agree. I also would have liked to just set the virus if that is the case.
exactly, yeah. You totally said it, because yeah, exactly. I mean,
Oh,
it's now I think if he goes for Delilah, yeah, you just lose pulling the rug, which I mean, I don't really like it, especially because like this play means that the Machina player at least has one-dimensional prison paired up with something else.
yeah, absolutely. You never go for this otherwise. And yeah, it's a big punish +1 from the Machina. Oof. Wow. This is
More,
brutal.
more than something else. Yeah.
And we also had the did the crow, I think, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. But I mean, now we're gonna see whether we want to use this Kalut. We are pretty much forced to, but it's not really gonna be the greatest trade for us. Yeah, we had to use the effect, and then the fortress is going to destroy it. So we can bring out, I guess, value.
Yeah, which I think makes sense because you have the Sirocco, so
Hmm.
yeah. But again, as we mentioned, I think it would have made a lot of sense to set the deck devastation virus because, here you're I think you're pretty much forced to go for the Sirocco, and
Yeah,
here I mean I think here first thing you do is attack over the Lila.
absolutely. We draw Mystical Space Typhoon, which is decent, but yeah, not really ideal. And we actually go for the trap dash shoot. Wow.
Which is
Mm,
interesting because against Blackwing I think it's still okay to keep it going second. But this dashwood would have not resolved if the deck devastation virus was set, so
yeah, it's debatable to keep it, I guess, but let's see.
I mean, here, after you see the hand, I think it makes sense to shuffle back the Blizzard because otherwise your opponent goes Mystical Space Typhoon, Blizzard into Catastar.
Let's see. Um, I mean, you're pretty much stuck. And the problem is that if they have access to the Machina engine, the virus doesn't do anything. So any
Yeah.
gear frame, absolutely great. And yeah, they have a lot of good ways to play the game still. And the thing is, they can also bluff you where they set monsters and you're kind of forced to use the virus. Let's see. I see a Raiko, which is good for Blackwing. But then what is left? Big turn. He knows everything. that's left. Ooh, and it's actually a pretty brave activation, which makes a lot of sense. But I would definitely keep the fortress in the graveyard. No?
Yeah, I mean, especially because you're playing 3 mech to discard, and he left the hamster, which I think I would have shuffled back instead
Yeah,
of
I
the
get.
machine fortress.
Yeah. And we are going to be chaining.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. I think he put back the machine fortress because he has already one in hand, so he really
Yeah.
wants to. Yeah, it's
Fair.
fine. Well, I think it all depends on these draws, and if he draws a
Yeah.
Machina card, it's huge.
Comes down to this. Woof. And it's a gear frame plaster. Wow.
The best one so
Yeah.
far, honestly. I mean,
This is close to being over. You push
4300.
43.
Yeah,
And then it also works great because you equip it and you have torrential.
yeah. No, this is this is insane. Wow. Yeah. I mean, the value in graveyard honestly doesn't really help you out. Here, I'm not even sure what could save you because
No, you probably need like prison, something like this. We don't set torrential.
wow.
Interesting.
What? Why
No,
would
that's
you? Why
I
would you
totally
not?
don't agree with. Yeah.
Why would you not? I mean, there's no point in not setting it. I mean, like Mystical Space Typhoon has already been activated.
Hmm.
Uh,
No, I don't like it, especially because Blizzard is a big draw. Like if they get Blizzard, you actually lose the game. So you need to set torrential. Let's see. They're going to use it. So I mean, they are kind of forced to use it because otherwise they lose to gear frame. But I'm not sure what they drew. They're thinking about the position, which is not a good sign, and it's going to be a face down card. Oh, and it's another gear frame. Wow. Wow. That's big. I mean, you don't really care. You just
I
go
mean,
gear frame.
yeah, you just go gear frame here. No?
Mm. Yeah, I think you absolutely go gear frame. Why not? I mean, you are protected from mirror and torrential.
Yeah. I mean, you're
So,
protected, so there's
yeah, this is brutal. Unfortunately, we've mentioned how this deck is built to bleed Blackwing. And in this case, it was facing off against Blackwing in the semi-final. Could be the last turn of the duel. Now we finally set the torrential. One last draw. And it's mind control, I think. So not gonna be helpful. Just gonna bluff once more and not even another card mirror forces there. And yeah, I believe this is going to be it. We don't waste time anymore. We are gonna summon the gear frame. And this is plenty of damage. I think they're both spells actually. So unfortunate, but it might be just Machina meeting with Frog in the final of the Ultimate Time Wizard of Birmingham. We might just be one attack away from sealing the duel. And yes, the first attack goes through. And that's it. And shake. It is Machina going to the finals. It was a Black War win, but unfortunately, no monster is picked up afterwards. And what can you say? Congratulations to both, but it's gonna be Machina advancing to the finals. Thank you guys for being with us. Only one more match remains. Let's see who is going to become the champion.